To be honest with you, the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills tonight fell kind of flat. The best thing about the episode was my girls Erika Jane and Garcelle Bouvet hooking up and then laughing at Erika throwing so much shade at Sutton's Couture. Y'all want to talk about it? Here we go. Now, so girl, let's talk about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills episode tonight. The episode opens up with Dorit and PK telling all kind of lies. Let me tell you something. Y'all about as bad as Karen and Ray on the Real Housewives of Potomac. Y'all are having money problems over there and you ain't fooling no goddamn body. I don't know no married couple in America who both people's name is not on the home, on the deed, on the mortgage, on the loan, unless they're in some sort of financial troubles and they are trying to hide, protect, or shield, or prevent something from being seized, garnished, recovered, taken back, sued against, levied upon, and everything in between that means taken away from y'all asses. Especially considering when the primary breadwinner's name is not on the damn mortgage. That reeks of, child, we trying to make sure we don't come home and our shit be sitting outside. Listen. Everybody plays a fool sometimes. It ain't nothing wrong if y'all having money problems. If you having money problems, say you having money problems. If you having money problems, say you having money problems. Quiet as it's kept. I'm sure Dorit got enough shit in her closet y'all can pawn, sell, or consign to help get y'all out of whatever financial trouble y'all in. But going around lying, talking about, what's it matter whose name the house in? Bitch, it matters a whole lot. Because if you get mad with that man and decide to put his ass out, you got legal recourse to do so. That's why it matters whose name is on the house. This supposed to be you, I, us forever. Then this house is going to belong to you, I, us forever, and not just being one person's name trying to lie. And that's the thing. Y'all get on here and try to play on people's intelligence and tell these damn lies that people can see through. And speaking of houses and in your own name, Garcelle Garcelle's riding in the car. She letting us know she got a little celebrity friends or whatever. She's with Allie Landry and she goes to what's about to be her new home that's currently under construction. But I'm going to tell you something. Up until Garcelle showed us her new house, I thought she was fancy. Fancy free and footloose, fancy and rich. Fancy like this and not like this from the Jamie Foxx show. Real fancy base. I thought she was fancy. But girl, your house look real subdivision based. Real, I'm the head librarian and my husband is an assistant principal. I mean, with the exception of that grand stairwell, everything else looked like a Pulte home. Looked like if you put $3,000 down and qualify for an FHA loan, that me and my husband and B could qualify with our 2 kids, and it happened to be in a good school district. When I looked outside your window, bitch, I saw the other houses, and they was cookie cutter cutouts of the one we was standing in. So Garcelle, you gonna have to explain to me what the fuck really going on over there with your divorce and your finances, because quiet as it's kept, when you was over there getting dressed to go to Sutton's party and your 2 boys were sitting in front of that big window and you was looking at that cascading backdrop and all that scenic route and ambiance back there, I'm trying to figure out why the fuck is you moving? If that man ain't putting your ass out, and if he ain't demanding that you move, or if the judge ain't demanding that y'all sell that house and split the proceeds in half, then I wouldn't be moving. I wouldn't be moving out for less just to prove some damn arbitrary point. Quiet as it's kept. Walls look like they made out of sheetrock. Look like if you throw a jelly bean at the shit, it's gonna put a hole in it. That house that you was in, that they had your 2 boys, it looked real sturdy. It looked real earthquake ready. You better stay your ass put right here trying to be jazzy, trying to do it on your own. What good is doing it on your own if you're going to be doing less than what you already had? That's just my 2 cents in the making. And is it me? Or should Lisa Rinna feel ashamed of her goddamn self for telling so much of her daughter's business as part of her core storyline. Like I saw on the teaser when they were talking about how Denise left the show and we signed up to do reality, and she goes, do you think I feel comfortable talking about my daughter's eating disorder? Because I don't. Well, good, bitch, because you shouldn't. And out of respect for your daughter, considering the fact that she's not a cast member of this show, you should not be going into such grave detail about your daughter's business. Then you wonder why she's having such a hard time in college. Quiet as it's kept, and much to your dismay, your daughters are not all that damn recognizable. They are not the Hadids, honey. They are not Gigi and Bella Hadid. Your daughters are not all that damn recognizable. You, over the years and currently, are trying to make them all so recognizable, but she really could fly under the radar and just kind of chill or not have as much pressure put on her if you would stop airing out her business and reading in-depthly. I don't understand why you can't say, you know, my daughter's away at school. Yes, my daughter struggled with eating disorder, and leave it alone. But to make her issue a part of your core storyline, I just find something a little non-mommy about that. I think it's your job as a parent to protect your kids at all means. And while the information may already be out there, I don't think you should be adding fuel to that fire, exacerbating the fact and the news and the popularity about the fact that your daughter has a damn eating disorder. Like, you got to draw the line somewhere, Lisa Rinna. You didn't draw the line at your lips. Draw the line at your daughters, okay? And I'm gonna leave it at that. Sutton and Kyle goes to dinner. Is it me, or did Sutton need a girdle, a body magic, a corset, a gastric bypass? Something looked real bloaty around here, real bloaty in the stomach area. It was just real, you know, real bell pepper shape. You know, Sutton looked like Sutton looked like somebody held up 2 popsicle sticks and jammed a damn bell pepper on it and drew a face on it. God forgive me, I know I shouldn't be body shaming anybody, but she is such a judgmental Judy to be walking around shaped like a geriatric jelly bean. I'm sorry. I don't give a damn how much you dress it up in couture or dress it down in Zara. It's still bad all the way around. Peppers, would you like peppers and onions with that? Nevertheless, they sit down at dinner and they talk about, you know, her life and where they come from and her fashions and Kyle's fashions. And Sutton showed us pictures for her when she first got married. She was married for 17 years. And, you know, much to my dismay, and not that she's not an attractive woman, but she was a very beautiful woman in her younger years. She rubbed me the wrong way once again, talking about, you know, I don't know what leisure attire is. I'm thinking maybe I should call it yacht attire. Now, as smart as you is, bitch, I am sure that your ass can deduce, using your deductive reasoning skills, the SAT word leisure and attach it to attire and somewhat figure out what the fuck it is. It looked like that matronly ass shit you had on at your party. It looked like somebody leisurely glued that couture Hobby Lobby fabric across your chest, and that's where Erika Jane read your ass with that damn ugly ass couture you had on. That's leisure attire, very leisure. Like, you could wear it as a shirt, or you could take your pants off and wear it as a nightgown and ball your feet up and eat bonbons and popcorn on the sofa, and when you get real sleepy, lay your head on the ruffles leisurely. Lay your head on my pillow and just relax. And Sutton, you need to relax with the pretentiousness. You don't have the shape. You don't have the physical aesthetic to be given what you're given. You not fab like that, mama. You are not fab like that. You know, some of the other ladies on the show, they can give all that. You know, yeah, you got the money, but everybody on there got the money. You not fab like that, little mama girl. I'm gonna need you to tone it down just a little bit. Well, Bravo already toned you down when they demoted your ass, cause you not fab like that. Denise and Aaron talking about court. Denise got a fine ass husband. Denise and Teddi actually kind of bore me, and I'm finna move on, cause other than Denise fine ass husband and her eating Brandy Glanville sewage cooch, I really don't know what much else is there to talk about. Garcelle and Erika get together for lunch. I sensed it when they first got together that those two were going to hit it off. They got a lot in common. They both have an older child. Now, Erika don't have any younger kids, but Garcelle got some 6th graders. And Erika was sharing that her husband is 80. And Garcelle asked, how was the sex? Yes, God for couth and class. Just ask what you want to know. She said, come to me. Don't ask my neighbor. Never ask my friends. I hang around. That was a little too high for me. I gotta go back to classes. Nevertheless, Garcelle said she gonna come to you. She ain't gonna ask your neighbor, how is the sex? And I love the fact that Erika was taking it back, but she was honest. She said, listen, we ain't hunching and we ain't fucking like 2 college co-eds. I mean, but it's sex. It still works and we get off. And the better question that you need to be asking me is, how's my 20-year marriage? Yes, God, bitch. He wasn't always 80. He was 60 once upon a time. He was a strong 60 once upon a time. And when he was 60, he stroked the hell out my kitty box. But now that he old, he don't turn it into a litter box. But that's all right, because I got 20 years in the damn game. Yes, God, Erika. I know that's right, baby. That's how you know it's real love. Don't be afraid of the way it feels. It's real love. I love it. I was also taken aback when Erika started crying about how good that man was to her, accepting her son that she had from a previous relationship, so on and so forth. I just love that whole scene. So Teddi then invites the girls to some damn retreat that nobody wants to go to. Quiet as it's kept, Teddi, I'm here to let you know, you need to get a real job or leave it alone. Quiet as it's kept. You ain't got to get no job. Just stay there and wait for your daddy to die. Just be rich and fabulous and entitled and privileged and rich and rich and rich and just collect your daddy royalty checks. And if you want to speed his journey off to the other side, when you go over there and make him drinks, put a little antifreeze in it. It's sweet and stir it up real good. Over time, it'll help get his ass to the promised land. Just sit down, honey, because you've been an accountability coach. I mean, I already thought life coach was the most non-credentialed career somebody could make up and have. Now you an accountability coach. Bitch, that's called a best friend. That's called a sister. So now you around here monetizing friendship. I guess, girl. And then you wonder why don't nobody want to go to this shit. You unclear on what the fuck you do for a living. So I know everybody else confused on what the fuck they going to. And that's why they so laissez-faire about going. They just like, girl, I could take it or leave it. Denise had surgery. But child, I don't want to talk about her surgery. I want to talk about her husband, how her husband can operate on me. Or preferably in me. Yes, God. Denise, you don't never tell nobody, especially with a husband as fine as yours, that he got a big dick. Okay? I am from Miami. And we have a saying in Miami that said you are not from Miami unless you fuck the bitch man that sat up in her face. Okay? Beverly Hills, strike me as even more ruthless. Them hoes will fuck your man. Brandy Glanville will fuck your husband. Okay? Brandy Glanville will fuck your husband. And let me tell you something. Sewer, cooch, and all, men will fuck anything. A man will stick his dick in anything. Brandy Glanville is anything. You better stop running around telling what your husband got between his legs. I mean, not that we couldn't already imagine in our yaya, but please, there's a whole bunch of Brandy Glanvilles, sewer cooch and all, that'll fuck your husband. Big dick and all, and I'm one of them, bitch. Don't call me Brandy, call me Susan, and show some respect. Erika getting a role in Chicago. Yes, God, Miss Erika, it's only fitting that you go to Broadway. Now, 6 months is a long time. It's a very long time, but do your thing, get paid. You're a natural performer. It only makes sense. Lisa Rinna started talking to Teddi in the car. You know, Teddi, I think, has caught so much hell and is such in a position of being a people pleaser with these girls and want them to like her so much, and she's so non-confrontational that she was so over accommodating about the invitation to this retreat that it's ambiguous or not on if people need to come or not. And it didn't make it any better at Sutton's thing that she was like, you know, I really don't care if y'all come or not. She's left too much room for interpretation. And I get what she's saying. Teddi legitimately wants them to be there, but she wants them to want to be there. She don't want you to feel pressured to be there because it's a cast event. She wants a genuine connection. But I think Teddi is now victim of saying too much. The girls were going to do what they wanted to do regardless. If they had scheduling conflicts, they were going to be late or alter their schedules accordingly. So you didn't have to put all that additional verbiage in there about if you can come, I won't be mad if you don't come. You did way too much, and now it's created something out of nothing. Now, we get to Sutton's grand opening. One thing I can say about it, Sutton's boutique looked like it did have some nice trinkets. Sutton hired the right marketing company. I loved the branding. I loved her logo. I loved everything about it. She looked like she had a nice event, and bitch, you better. When you've got damn near unlimited resources, no stone better be left unturned. Every detail better be attended to, and your party better be nice. Now, for somebody who was around here at Kyle's dinner looking for place cards and all this type of the third, you would have think that you would have went out of your way to at least know what the mayor of the city in which your business is located looked like at a minimum. But don't feel bad, because just like you didn't know who he was, he didn't know who the fuck your ass either. He was like, what's her name? And her last name so goddamn difficult to pronounce, or so unique. He didn't even bother saying her last name. Is it Sutton Strake or Sutton Stracky? Somebody please pronounce it in the comments for me and let me know. But that was funny. Now, what was tacky as hell coming from Miss Class was the fact that the man is there, took time out of his busy schedule to come, because, you know, the gays, and he looked like he was one of the gays. The gays be partying down at the Abbey, girl. Ain't nobody trying to come in there and buy none of that high-priced, ugly-ass couture, as you call it. He was trying to get down to the Abbey and have cocktails and dick. And he took time out of his schedule to come to your business, and you want to bother and harass this man with your low-level problems, talking about parking tickets. It would have been so funny if that man would have gave you a card and said, talk to my secretary. Nevertheless, that was cute. But it was very pretentious and elitist when you walked in and told the girls what you were wearing, and you were like, it's couture, it's whatever the fuck name you call, some shit that Hooked on Finders couldn't even help me with, nor Rosetta Stone. And Erika was like, you know, it's very elitist for you to be saying it's couture as if what we have on is not. And either way, the shit was still ugly, and she was right on. Something you think you doing it because you wear labels. At least if you gonna wear labels and be a label whore and brag about it, be like Marlo Hampton. Let the shit at least semi look good. Whether you paid for it, or you commandeered it, or you made an arrangement with the people who stock the shelves at Neiman Marcus and Saks. That's why the people going bankrupt right now. But this ain't about Marlo, this is about Sutton Straight. Make sure the shit look good, because quiet as it kept, it looked like you had on a Hobby Lobby blouse and some Levi's 551 jeans. Quiet as it's kept. You tried to throw shade at Fenty, but Fenty could have did a hell of a lot better than that Hobby Lobby couture that you had on. And last but not least, Teddi, you made it awkward as fuck trying to, you know, Teddi, you remind me of an ex-boyfriend I had that was indecisive, and that was part of the reason why we didn't last, because he just could not make up his mind or take a definitive stance on any damn thing. Teddi, you are so entrenched with worrying about if they're going to like you or what type of reaction that they're going to have, that you try to say the things that people want to hear, and you devalue yourself doing that, and you cheat yourself by doing that. Then you have these emotional outbreaks or these breakdowns, and people don't understand where they come from because your emotional responses don't correlate to the things that come out of your mouth, and it's confusing for people. Say what you mean what you say, and stand firm in your word while you walk in your talk. All those bitches are not going to like you, and that's just life. Love the ones that do, and fuck the ones that don't. That's all I got. Ain't got no more. Be sure to like and subscribe to my channel. Hit that little bell button so you get a notification every time I make a call about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And I'll call you later, girl. Bye. And stay the fuck out of Hobby Lobby calling it couture, Sutton. Lying old geezer.